Well, this week I did VBS. Woo! So, I don't know, off the top of my head, we had classes and I didn't do the whole day. Oh my gosh. But let's see now. In my head, just under 100 kids, but in 5 different sessions. And I was thinking about Matthew chapter 3, which is where we're in today. John the Baptist, the God spotter. So, good morning. This is Aunt Beth. Welcome to my lamppost. So, a little bit of a rant when I was reading this chapter. Here's John the Baptist. His dad was a priest. And so he was raised, I guess. The priesthood was hereditary. So he was raised with, you know what your job's going to be. And he takes off for the wilderness. I don't know, maybe he'd had it with the system. Couldn't do what he needed to do inside the system, the religious system. And then along comes Jesus. Now, this is before the desert and the temptation and before any miracles. And he spots Jesus. He spots the presence of God in this life. He spots his calling. And he calls it out. Before any miracles, for any signs, for anything else, he saw God. Called it out. The religious system, they wanted signs after he started his ministry. John the Baptist recognized Jesus before. Sometimes I have a real hard time with the auditorium church, the establishment. Made me think of the 60s. I want that t-shirt that says, I survived the 60s twice, because I did. So, he was not part of the establishment, with hardened arteries, but he was with the hungry outsiders. Here's another rant. It's only the skinny sheep that slip the fence. Anyway. But the life is elsewhere. It's not inside a religious system, dishing up cafeteria food. Yeah, no. It's all about relationships. But I was watching these young kids come through, and they're anywhere from 5 years old to 11, 12 years old. And there were one or two, and I'm thinking, God's got a calling on your life. How can I help that? How can I speak into your life? How can I recognize what God has placed in you? I don't think we need to be looking to the religious system for the presence of God. I think we need to find it in one another, the presence of the Lord, and call that out and nourish it and encourage it. Not that Jesus needed encouraging, but yeah, don't be looking for the auditorium church to identify your leaders, because they got it wrong, okay? Or like Israel with Saul versus David, they got it wrong too. But John the Baptist was a God spotter and called out, and he recognized Jesus early. The move of God, the presence of God. And he was on the alert. He was looking. So may that be true of us. So those are my editorial comments on Matthew chapter 3. I hope you have a fabulous day. All God's best.